Where do I buy my gemstones? Is the question I get asked a lot, and I totally get why. Sourcing gemstones can be hard, especially when you have no experience or stumbled upon a bad seller. I have several videos with very helpful tips about how to purchase gemstones, but today I want to share with you exactly where I buy my stones and why. There are so many gemstones out there and sellers, and this video would be just way too long, so I decided to divide it into smaller parts and make a little series. And today we will focus on turquoise, which is a wonderful and beautiful gemstone. I'm sure you love it as much as I do. It's very popular because of its beautiful colors and high quality. One important thing is, and something I would personally recommend, is to invest in turquoise because it's not a cheap gemstone. So if you do see very cheap gemstone and it's not clearly labeled as, for example, someone destashing their old stock and therefore selling it at a value price, it's very likely that it's not genuine and it's just a not good gemstone. It's very worth to pay a bit more for it. If you're working with silver, for example, it's a shame to waste very expensive material like that on a gemstone that's not genuine and that's not a good quality. I've made other videos, like I mentioned, check them out, where I share tips in general, how to avoid fakes, how to purchase online, how to source good and trusted sellers. So make sure you check that out. And right now I'm just going to focus on a few shops that I have listed for you to go and purchase from. So hopefully that will make it a bit easier for you, and I'm very excited for that. So let's get started. First on the list is Turquoise Moves, and you might know them. They are amazing. I really love gemstones that they sell. I can see that many makers shop with them, and it's not surprising because they do specialize in this type of gemstone, and they are honest, they are very good seller, and their offer is quite vast, so you can find lots of beautiful gemstones there, little lots or single cabochons. And what I really like, that they are clearly described and you know exactly what you're purchasing, so you know when gemstones are calibrated. And some of the gemstones, let me check. So some of the turquoise types that they sell are Sonoran Gold, Kingman, Sleeping Beauty, Sonora, Tyrone, Newlander, and I just really love how many they have. So I would absolutely recommend them. I actually have a code, so you can check the box under the video, the description box, and find a little code with a little discount for you, which might come in handy if you are making a purchase. Next, moving on, we have Stephen Smith Turquoise, and his profile will be obviously linked below. Everything will be linked below, so make sure that you check out the description box under this video to find all of the links and shops and sellers, everything you might need. But yes, Steven has an Instagram profile and he sells through there. At least that's how I bought my gemstones. You pay via PayPal and it's just very easy. If I remember correctly, I don't think it changed. His gemstones are available all the time, so it doesn't necessarily work as an auction, which some of you might have experience with, and it's not a nice thing. I mean, I completely understand why some sellers sell like that, but it's just very chaotic, hectic, and you might be making a decision to buy something that you didn't want to buy, but you just buy it because it's what's available. You're sitting through the auction, and while gemstones one by one become available, you have to bid on it. I personally do not enjoy this type. I think it's just, yeah, you might be buying something that you didn't want to buy and there's just too much pressure, too stressful. But with Steven, all of the gemstones that are available, and you can comment which ones you want to purchase, or you can just DM him and choose which ones you want to get. And he sells little lots which are perfect if you want to buy more gemstones. My experience with his lots is that every gemstone from that lot is amazing and high quality. Because I don't know if you had experienced this, that sometimes when you buy somewhere, some lots, 20% of those gemstones might not be usable, that people just use a lot to get rid of gemstones that they weren't able to sell previously. But in this case, that's not the case, and you get quality gemstones 100%. Next we have Mark Smith Turquoise, and he has a website and you can choose gemstones through there as well. Wonderful quality. I didn't order from him, but I know that other makers did and were very happy and could recommend him too. Then we have Cutting Edge Turquoise, which you can find on website and Etsy, depending on where you prefer to shop. Large variety of gemstones again, and when I was scrolling through and seeing what they have, I could tell that there was also a range of prices. Then we have number 5, Turquoise Obsession, and also a website. Another great place which I recommend a lot. I could see a nice selection and variety of gemstones. Also a place that I could see that other makers are shopping with and are tagging, are following. The stones are divided into categories, so you can search for a certain turquoise type that you need, and you can see clear information, prices, everything. So I think the site is very easy to navigate. Actually, every place here listed is something that I could double check and see that other makers are also purchasing from and following. You can also see that sometimes makers are tagging gemstone sellers on their photos. When, for example, they have a finished product and they share a photo, you can see that there are some people tagged. If you click on it, you might see what shops they're tagging, or gemstone cutters and sellers, lapidary artists. So it's a great way to source gemstones this way as well, because you already have this proof that a certain maker already purchased with them and was happy with it, and you can see the gemstone, how it looked like. So yeah, that's a great way to find sellers, but also make sure that the seller you want to purchase from is someone that's already been tested by someone else. So that was 5 sellers from the United States. Now I have 3 shops that are actually located in the United Kingdom. And first one is Warden Gemstones of Hafton Garden, London, and they have a website, and you can also go in person to purchase, but they have a website and there are some cabochons there. Next we have Carno Craft. They also have a website and you can also get some little pieces from them. Sometimes they do have more original turquoise gemstones, but mostly little bits and bobs for your designs. And 8 shop, which is the last one for today, is Two Skies Crafts. It's on Etsy and they don't have a lot, but they still have a decent amount, and I would say the prices are very good and you get really nice gemstones. I purchased from them a couple of times. I purchased my Sleeping Beauty, which I keep hoarding for now. I just didn't feel like I want to let go of it. Especially that apparently Sleeping Beauty is becoming a very rare gemstone, probably due to the fact that they've closed the mine. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I might not be sure entirely. But yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the gemstones I got from them are great. The Sleeping Beauty I got is not bagged, so it's like a solid gemstone, and the price was very, very decent. Not too low to make me suspicious, but affordable for me. Like, it was a good investment. And I know that the seller is traveling around the world, to Australia, to America, and he is mining himself. And he is also working with rough gemstones, and yeah. These are the 8 shops that I have for you today. Again, they are all listed in below. If you wanna find more turquoise sellers, I have an extended list on my Patreon, which will be linked below. You get it when you have a $5 tier. here. And you can sign up for just a month, you can sign up for several months, it's completely up to you. There's no obligation to be subscribed, so this is just me letting you know that there is this option, but no obligation at all. This just helps me a lot to gather more information for you and bring you quality resources. Hopefully this helps. I know the headache and I know how hard it is, because when you go on Etsy, for example, there's a lot of shops. If you type in, like, it's not an issue to find gemstones. It's an issue to find quality gemstones and purchase them from a trusted seller. So if you are shopping on Etsy, always read through reviews, because they can tell you a lot, and also check where the stones are coming from. So yeah, okay, that's me, that's done for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Stay tuned for the part 2.